Almost every opponent, can say that. And now that I've been powerlifting and living a martial arts lifestyle, I really truly believe that I'm the strongest heavyweight in the heavyweight division.
What's up, y'all? Y'all already know it's your boy Josh Showtime. We up in the hizzy. This is Showtime's Fight Form. We talk all things fights. And I mean, your boy took a L. Your boy took a L. I was doing good all year so far. All right, but this is by far my worst prediction on the main card so far. Obviously, we're talking about UFC 285. All right. Headlining by Jon Jones versus Ciryl Gane. Okay, I believe, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 5 fights, I went 2 and 3. All right, 2 and freaking 3. Also, there was some good fights happening in the prelims as well. I was a little disappointed in the Cody fight, but I'm also happy that Cody did fight smart. I do think that there's a way to still be a little dangerous, but at the same time be, safe. But he was a little too safe in that fight. It was a good fight for him. I felt like that was a confidence building fight for him. Hopefully we see in his next fight, he's willing to, risk it a little bit more. Obviously you don't want to get in these firefights, your chin can't take it. But it was good to see him getting a W, man. Really good to see that. Derek Brunson, I think it was time to finally start talking about retirement. I think he's 39 years old. It's kind of obvious how he goes. He's gonna go balls to the wall for 5 minutes and then he's done after that. His gas tank can't take that. And I know whose can? Because this man just goes crazy. But it was a good fight. He definitely won the first round and landed a lot of bombs. But in the second round, bro, you had nothing left. Like you can't do that. That's not even strategic. I don't know why he still does that to this day. Like blonde, it don't matter if you're blonde, blue, Cisco, Q-tip, it don't matter, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing? But like I said, it's about time for you to retire, bro. It is what it is. But let's get into the main card, man. So the fight was kicked off with Jamie Pickett and Bo Nickal. That was the easiest fight to predict. I'm honestly not even impressed that I got it right. I believe now I'm 8-5. 8-5 in my predictions. Still a winning record. Hold on, 8-5. Actually, no, because I think I was 7-2. So actually, no, I am 9-5. I'm 9-5. 9-5-1 or something like that. I'm either 9-5-1 or I'm 8-5-1, but it's one of those. I'll take it regardless. I still got a winning record, but I can't keep taking these L's like I did. I was 2-3, so I gotta do better. But like I said, Jamie Pickett and Bo Nickal was the gimme. I think pretty much everybody knew that Bo was gonna win that. I will say though, however, I was a little kind of, I ain't gonna say disappointed, but Jamie somewhat defended that takedown. Here's the thing, this is overly critical, and I know that. I'm already admitting to being overly critical right now. But legit, Bo Nickal is one of the best wrestlers in the world. That's not an understatement, he is. And the fact that he seemed like he kind of struggled to transition into getting that takedown was kind of like a little shocking for me, because Jamie Pickett ain't a great wrestler. So, that gave me a little pause to call to say, maybe he don't need to be going up super quick. Maybe he really needs to keep fighting these lower level guys and learn how to transition from the MMA into his shots. From the striking into his shots or his takedowns or his body locks, whatever he wants to do. Because he's so tall and lanky, he can do whatever. He does do throws. He definitely can do doubles. He can do singles. It doesn't really matter. Whatever he got, he's very versatile in it. And also the finish. The finish took longer because I thought he was just gonna, do a knee slice, go to the side, clamp down and get that dub, but he chose position over risk. Which, for a person that's as young as him, is actually pretty good that he cares about positioning rather than, risking it and losing it. At the same time, it's like, bro, this dude's out your league, just get him out the way. But it was safe and eventually got him that dub. Bo Nickal will be a problem. I do think he should still be slow rolled. I wouldn't give him a top 15 guy yet. I would give him 2 fights. 2 fights, see how he looks, and then give him a top 15 guy. But sky's the limit with Bo Nickal. That's just a fact. But happy for him to win. I always support my fellow wrestlers. It's always dope to see them transition from what I've seen in college and then see what they could do in the pros. So the next fight was Gamrot versus Jalen Turner. Now, this was actually a really competitive fight. It was a good fight. I knew that the wrestling would cause some type of issue with Jalen because Jalen's not the best wrestler. Gamrot is a very good wrestler. And here's the thing. He may not even get his takedowns on the first, but he's going to spam them hoes until he gets one. And we saw somewhat of a version of that. He didn't really spam them too much because once again, he is a late replacement. But it was, a good effort of the takedowns. It was a very close fight. And I wasn't mad. I picked Jalen. I thought Jalen was going to win and get a finish. I mean, he dropped him, I believe, 2 or 3 times throughout the fight. So it was close to getting to that. But the fight was close. I had no problem giving that fight to Gamrot. I'm also not mad if you scored it for Turner. So I was wrong, but at the same time, it shows that it was, kind of close. It was that. And it also shows that Jalen, he has a lot to work on still. But it shows that he still belongs with the elite because that was a very competitive battle. And I enjoyed it. It was a really, really good fight. Jalen is back to the drawing board with, at the end of the day, I think that's your first loss at 155. And you lost to a solid dude. And Gamrot need to get back into the win column after the Beneil Dariush fight. So, yeah. And here's the thing. Gamrot is very limited. It's just that simple. He's going to struggle fighting other wrestlers. And I'm not saying wrestlers like a collegiate wrestler, but anybody who has a background of good takedown defense, Gamrot's gonna struggle, man, especially in that division. And that's not a division where you wanna be like one weight. Like you wanna be able to be as versatile as you can in 155. That's just, there's too many dogs and they're too well-rounded. So you will get picked apart in one of your flaws, and his flaws stand up. So I do think that he has to ride that wave, but eventually he's gonna get caught up and he's gonna start getting beat up pretty bad because everybody knows now. And MMA is a copycat thing. Once people find chinks in your armor, it's pretty much a wrap. Then they really are just gonna like hound you. There's only a couple people that can survive like chinks in armor. John Jones is like one of them. But yeah, good fight. But the fight we really got to talk about was the fight of the night. The best fight of the night by far. And that was Geoff Neal versus Rakhmonov. What the heck, bro? Like I said that he was gonna get challenged, he was gonna get tested because Geoff Neal's no punk. I didn't even know he was gonna get tested like that, yo. That was, woo! That was fireworks, man. I remember when finding out that Geoff missed weight by 4 pounds. I was like, oh, he's about to lose in the first round. He's not even prepared for this fight. I was just completely wrong from that. Like he gave Rakhmonov everything he could handle and then some. Like legit, here's the thing. There's a few things that we learned from this. And honestly, it's a good thing for Rakhmonov that we found out. One, we found out he has an amazing chin. That man can take a punch because the stuff Geoff hit him with should have slept him. He got stumbled a bunch of times, but he never went down. And just like we found out with Chimaev, these guys can take a punch. And I don't think it's smart to obviously continue to rely on your chin because you're gonna find a person that's gonna hit you in the right spot. And Geoff Neal, was the first person to actually test him on that in the UFC. But we also found out there is defensive deficiencies in Rakhmonov's game. His head movement is good, but at times he's lazy. Like at times he doesn't move his head. He just keeps it right there and he's tall. That's the thing, you're a tall guy. It's an easy way to get clipped. You stand tall and your chin's up. I mean, not chin's up, but it's your chin is right there, get clipped. And I also believe he got caught with a head kick. It wasn't clean, but he did get caught in it, and it could have been lights out if Geoff really put some real emphasis on that head kick. So it was a very, very competitive battle, so fun back and forth. The choke was kind of childish. Like that was an embarrassing way to get tapped out in my opinion, but at the same time, it's like, bro, I think that was more of an energy. I don't have the energy to get out of this because Geoff Neal shouldn't be getting choked out like that, like, bro. That was literally like the Jody and Jody's stepdad out here choking him. That's what it felt like. Oh my little like big brother them. That was funny. But we learned a lot about Rakhmonov, and he's definitely ready for a top 3 fighter. Colby needs to be the person next, and I'm tired of Colby ducking and dodging these elite young fighters. Like the game is catching up, and I think he knows that. So now he really wants to pick and choose. This is why he's calling out the Dustin Poiriers, and he wants to fight the smaller guys. He doesn't want to fight these beasts that are coming up. And I do blame him because at the end of the day, you talk all that junk, fight. You're a good fighter. Prove it. Tired of seeing you fight Usman every 5 seconds. Fight somebody else. Yeah, I'm off that. But yeah, good fight. Like I said, the next fight for him is definitely Colby, in my opinion. With Geoff, I don't know, man. Geoff back to the drawing board, obviously, but I would love to see him fight with Jorge. That would be a really good fight. It'd be a stand-up banger, man. Let's make that happen. Like, I'm down. Both stand-up guys, so Jorge can't make no excuses. Let's get it cracking, okay? But next fight is the fight that no one knew. And at the end of the day, I don't care about being wrong. I'll be wrong again. And that is Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. No one really saw that coming except for her and her camp. They have been practicing about Valentina doing the spins, because she does a lot of spinning techniques, especially in range. And she gets away with it because she's extremely athletic. However, I did pick Valentina, and I'm gonna pick them in the rematch. Realistic, I'm gonna pick her again. I will say, and I said this in the last video, the game has caught up with her. Father Time is undefeated, and she does not look like the same fighter. She doesn't. She's slower, and her technique is just not as crisp and as sharp. And she's 35 years old, man. People gotta understand, like, that is an older age, and you're like gonna start declining. You're not older in life, like, you're still super young, but when it comes to your physical abilities, you're definitely not the same. And Valentina got away with a lot of her athleticism. She was so athletic, so much stronger, so much quicker than these people. That's not a thing anymore. I mean, the first round, Alexa was boxing her up a little bit. I was like, dang, okay. I knew Alexa was a good boxer, but Alexa was really like pushing the pace and comboing her up. And Valentina was just eating them things. I mean, she even got rocked a little bit. I'm like, yo, what's happening? Alexa's game. And I knew she would be game because, once again, this is a generalization, obviously, because all Mexicans aren't the same. Like, you can't generalize people like that. However, championship Mexican fighters are all tough. These guys are all gamers. They don't give a damn about your name. They don't care who you are. They don't. They don't. And I'm telling you right now, man, Mexicans getting into MMA and becoming champions is the best thing that can happen to MMA, in my opinion. Like, legit, the beauty in boxing is literally the Mexican culture. You got the American culture, you got the black culture, and you got the English culture when it comes to boxing. Then you have the Mexicans, bro. Like, there's just so much fandom, so much passion. And then you got the styles of Mexican. Those are, to me, Mexicans probably have the most aesthetically pleasing style, because it's just so action-oriented and so fun to watch. And to have these fighters now, like, you look at the Mexican fighters that are champions now. What are they? They are Mexicans, bro. Like, I mean, when I say they are, obviously they're Mexicans, but they fight like Mexicans. They're very authentic in their styles. They're aggressive. They love combinations. They want to throw hands. Like, Yair likes to throw hands, likes to throw elbows, likes to throw knees. Alexa loves to throw hands. Like, I mean, it's, I don't know. It's a time. It is definitely a time. And now they got 3 champions. I mean, Brandon Moreno loves to throw hands. Like, it's crazy. So congrats to her. That at the end of the day, she was losing that fight. First round, I thought she won. The last 3, I thought she was losing. Until, I don't know, the 4th round, I thought she was losing until she took her back. I thought once she took the back, even with the submission attempts, she probably would have stole that round. It would have been 2-2 going into the 5th. But it was very, very competitive. Now, we know that there's holes in both these people's games, like legit now. Like, Alexa, she can't stop the takedowns. Them takedown defense was awful. She can work on it, but that was pretty bad. Like, Valentina was doing whatever she wanted with the takedowns. Valentina, I mean, like, legit, she was a statue at times. She was just standing there. And here's the thing, like Alexa was missing a lot because she would throw so many punches and combinations out of range. Like, if she was in range, I think she would have landed a lot more than she actually did. Now, that's credit to Valentina for, you know, using her feet to get out the way. But sometimes, like, Alexa was just throwing. And I was like, bro, get into range and then try to throw and set up the combinations. But yet still, we got an and new. Once again, they're gonna rematch. There's no need to say what's happening next. We know what's happening next. And I'm gonna favor Valentina. I think Valentina's gonna learn and she's gonna get better. She's gonna get better in game planning, and she won't do any more risky stuff to let her take her back, because that choke was nasty. You see her face after she got choked? Like, you saw the paleness, the lack of blood in her face because she was squeezing so hard. It was crazy, crazy. But yeah, so now let's talk about the last fight. All right, ain't really too much to talk about it because I gotta talk about pretty much the after effects. We already know what happened, man. Jon Jones pretty much saw my video and was just like, hey man, like, you stupid. And listen, I'm stupid. I call Jon Jones the GOAT all the time because he is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. And I bet it against the greatest of all time. Because of what I seen before, I took the drought into consideration. I looked at the fact that Cyril is the naturally bigger fighter. He's the more explosive and also a better footwork, quicker fighter. And I put my money down on him. And at the end of the day, I don't regret it. But at the same time, you don't bet against a person as good as Jon Jones. He is a gamer. He's an adjuster. He's a steamroller. Like, whatever you want to call him, he is that. He is the greatest fighter of all time, and you're an idiot if you try to debate anything else. Like, it's so weird to me now that anybody would even try to debate this. Steroids, blah, blah, blah. Call it what you want. Call it what you want. He steamrolls Cyril. Nobody done that. Nobody. Anybody want to say? And here's the thing that pisses me off. Everybody want to discredit his wrestling. Talk about, well, Francis was able to wrestle him. Francis also took down Stipe Miocic. So, like, let's stop acting like Francis don't have solid takedowns. He does. Let's not also act like Jon Jones has been ass at takedowns the past few years. He's been terrible. And even this one really wasn't much of a takedown. It was more of a mat return. And that was, you know, Cyril Gane giving up his back like a dodo. Just the stupidest decision. And he just simply returned him to the mat and then also put him against the cage and choked him. And when you got long arms like Jon, you can get them chokes from so many different angles. It's easy to sink it in and get him out the way. It was a bad prediction on my part. It is what it is. But Jon is the GOAT. I don't understand how anybody could debate anything else. I don't think Stipe deserves a shot. And I'm running late with this, but let me just say this. Stipe does not deserve a shot. Give it to Curtis Blades. Give it to anybody else. Stipe doesn't deserve ish at all. Why does he keep getting immediate title shots? Why does he have to wait why does he get to wait 3 years and then get a title shot? Jon Jones could do that because he's literally never lost. I seen Stipe get freaking slept. He almost tore his ACL because he got knocked out so damn hard. Why am I seeing him again? That makes no sense. He had every opportunity to fight within the past few years. He didn't want to fight. Like, you waited for DC, you got DC, you won. Fine, it is what it is. Now you lost to Francis, you want to fight again? Hell no, you don't deserve that. Bring your baby back up, man. I hope Jon Jones whooped his ass, because I'm sick of that, bro. I'm sick of that little stuff that political stuff that people want to do. Like people want to poop on Tyron Woodley when Tyron did it, but you want to sit here and say Stipe could do it because he's the greatest of all time at heavyweight. Okay, cool, he's the greatest of all time, but he's got knocked out twice. Like, in the last, 4 fights, and he gets an immediate title shot. But Jose Aldo don't get a title shot for fighting Conor McGregor. Cool, that makes sense. But anyways, it's gonna be the fight next, and I'm going with Jon. If he wins that, and obviously he has another title fight, you honestly should just retire. Because to me, after beating Stipe, and then Francis isn't coming back, you're really not doing much more for your legacy. Just retire. Like, but then again, who knows? He might end up going to prison for freaking shoots. We don't know what Jon would do after. You know what? He might have to continue to fight. That might be the only thing keeping that dude sane. Continue to fight as much as you can, Pam. Man, just do what you got to do. But it is what it is, man. It was a great, by the way, phenomenal card. I love cards like this. I mean, you don't do nothing but get hyped for stuff like this. Amazing, amazing card. Thank you for it. But shout out to all the fighters. But thank you guys, as always, for watching, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, as always. This is Showtime's Fight Phone. And make sure you follow me on social medias at Papa Showtime, Josh Showtime, and cash at me as well at Showtime Sanders if you want a little money, you know. But it is what it is, man. Make sure y'all stay blessed.